I know what you're thinking. Patrick, did you bring an entire loaf, an entire pan of banana bread to the gym? And to that I say, you bet your sweet ass I did. I need the macros from the banana, specifically the potassium, because some strange reason dictates me that I should be consuming bananas for potassium. Even though I get about 7 grams of potassium from dairy, potatoes, various other sources, more dairy, meat, dairy. I don't like to eat the brown parts of bananas. And I don't know what you're thinking. Boys these days will eat ass, but won't eat the brown part of banana. It's very poopy. So instead of avoiding eating the brown parts of bananas, I just threw them into banana bread. Solves the problem. If you hate sucking dicks, start eating clit instead. I'm done eating bananas, I'll eat banana bread. Not sucking dick, eating clit. Don't suck dick, eat clit.
I want to be a cowboy, baby. I want to be a cowboy.
Oh shit, I got my Jesus shirt. It's holy. It's holy. You know, one of these days I'm gonna show up for work, how I dress in public, and I just wonder how a homeless guy got hired at their company. Sweatshirts and sweatshirts all day, baby. Woo! You know how sometimes you get these self-care things that don't really bother you, except for when they bother you. They make you want to pull your fucking hair out. It's been on my list for the past 2 or 3 days to clip my fingernails. And there is no worse feeling in the world than chalk underneath your fingernails. Except probably getting your fingernails torn off. That probably sucks. Seeing as I don't really plan to do anything illegal or tempting anyone to want to rip my fingernails out, I'm fine with this being as bad as it gets.
I wanna be a cowboy, baby. Cowboy. I wanna be a cowboy. Right until the day is done.
I hate doing those type of reset deadlifts, but it's the only type of deadlifts that you should be doing. Yes, I know that I did tap and go on set 2. I forgot. It's so ingrained in my nature. If we base human nature based off of Erwin Schrödinger's paper, What is Life, you may be tempted to assume that intellectual thoughts and genetics can be passed down through touch, as there are electrical pathways in the brain. So your habits that seem to be hereditary may be hereditary due to electrical charges going on in your brain stemming from your daddy's balls head. No, I'm in the habit of doing tap and go, and it's not good. You should reset after every deadlift rep. Simulate more first rep deadlifts, because you only do 1 rep on meet day.
I wanna be a cowboy. No red lights in sight, just my coat to the sky. Picking up dice, gotta bring it goodbye. Stay and see me coming, cause you're riding at us. I wanna be a cowboy.
So I've done my research and studied similar channels such as my own, which mostly just includes like Larry Wheels, Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall. I've mostly named off strongmen because people care more about strongmen than powerlifting. More entertaining to watch than powerlifting. If strength sports were like regular sports, the mainstream sports like NFL, NBA, hockey, baseball, soccer, CrossFit would be soccer, let's be honest. It's the most popular, and it's the gayest. But strongman would be like the NFL. That's where the money's at. No, bodybuilding. Bodybuilding would be the NFL, because that's where the money's at. That's anyone and the mother knows who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, not just because of movies, but because of bodybuilding. Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler. If I say any more names, then we're getting out there, and not the average person would know that name. But strongman would be like, I'm split between the NBA and NHL, because they're almost equally as popular. Like the NBA is extremely popular within ethnic communities, and NHL is extremely popular within Caucasians. I wonder why. Oh, us white boys like a cold. Canada. Powerlifting. You know what powerlifting is? Baseball. Because if you watch a baseball game and you also just look at the score at the end, like get the live updates from Google, you basically did the same thing. Powerlifting is very similar, but you all know that one kid in your school, maybe 5 if you were in a big school, that fucking loved baseball. They would basically come anytime that you spoke about baseball, powerlifting. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. I'm essentially that kid when it comes to powerlifting, because I love it. I don't know the history. That's one thing. When Greg Panora slid in my DMs being like, hey yo, I wanna coach you, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is he? I Googled him and I was like, yeah, that's who you are. I knew that. This was before West Side vs. the World. I saw that movie, and that's the only powerlifting movie there is, which is kind of, because the majority of powerlifting is raw right now, so. I mean, it's very historic because back in the day it was all geared, but now, I mean, there isn't a singular gym per se that embodies raw powerlifting. Not that I know of, no. But you can choose one of the big meets, like pretty much just the Kern. I mean, other big meets like Pro Raw, Big Dogs, that'd be a good one. Hasn't happened in a couple years though, but I hope it comes back. I need to go there. And then I will do the Lord of the Rings tour in New Zealand to celebrate my, I want to say first place finish, but it's likely like top 3, being honest. Especially if Dan Bell goes. I want to out-total him at some point. But let's not put the carriage in front of the horse. You hear? Meet has to happen first. But choose any of that meet. Choose like 3 guys, 3 girls who are going to compete there. And just follow their life, follow their training. Like, it'd be better production quality than my Road to Goat series because, like, I don't have someone following me around with a camera on me while I sit silently in my car for hours while I drive. My life isn't that interesting. But with the right editing, which I do not do, I do my own editing, I just know it's not good. It could be interesting to some people, but I have digressed, which is way too long as a rest period. I have to do my last set of deadlifts. Shut up! I know that was tap and go, but you're not my real mom. Don't tell me what to do. Anakin Skywalker doesn't masturbate because all he can do is bait, because though he has a place on the council, he was never granted the rank of master.
With my below tie, I'm so fly. The horizon in my sights. With flat, chips, cat, my lady, we gon' go all night. Kicking doors in, we wildin'. Saloon ladies be piling. Give a yeehaw, hit the road. Giddy up, I'm rock and roll. Cowboy, right until the day is done. I wanna be a cowboy. My rights inside, just my coat to the sky. Blam, kicking up dust. Got a train, nickel bus. Say, don't see me coming, cause we riding at dusk.
Dumbbell deadlifts are a little confusing to me. I feel like I'm not doing much. I don't know if I'm doing the full recommended range of motion. I think you're supposed to go till right above the knees, break the hip, and do it that way. I guess it's kind of just like pulse bench, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Write in the comments if you do. It'll help me out.
I'm a cowboy, right until the day is done. I wanna be a cowboy, right until the day is done. I wanna be a cowboy. No red lights in sight, just my coat to the sky. Kicking up dust, got a train that go bust. They don't see me coming cause we riding at dusk. I wanna be a cowboy.
So my OCD has a field day because I want that 25. Because 25 is a real nice number, not programmed. I have to do 24 because that's what the program says. Stick to your fucking program, kids.
Until the day is done.
That ab movement is kind of difficult. Not because it's hard, but because you're working such specific muscles, your stabilizers, your anti-rotators. The muscles used to prevent rotation, your obliques, your core. It's hard because you can't lean either way. You have to be straight and erect. You have to be erect. You should be erect when doing this movement because leaning to either side is cheating and you're gonna hit the wrong muscles. And I know what you're saying.
Why do such a specific movement?
Because, my child, let's say you line up on a squat unevenly. Let's say they didn't tighten the bar on your deadlift. Let's say one leg drives better than the other. Any sort of twisting motion would be catastrophic to a powerlifter. So we work the anti-rotators, whatever muscles those are, I believe it's the obliques, to strengthen those so that not if, but when you fuck up, it won't be catastrophic. Remember, lifting is a marathon, not a sprint. Or powerlifting is a marathon, not a sprint. You've heard it a million times, and you say,
Yeah.
But your yeah isn't saying, I understand this, let me slow down, let me work small muscle groups that will avoid injury in the future. Instead of working bis and tris and back, and not the whole back, just your lats, maybe your triceps. Not even like all of your lats, but like just doing one lat movement and saying you're good. And then like skipping legs and then not squatting 1,000 pounds. What's that like, by the way? I wouldn't know. Yeah, trying to prevent injury. Small movements, small muscles, big difference.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. 42 losers. I eat losers for breakfast.